Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. Not you late on birthday eve. Oh Lord. I'm sorry. I was doing something. Um all right. I am not trading my PA today because I am starting Divergence and I'm trying to make sure I'm ready for that. So I'm not going to trade my PA. You driving? I definitely just braided my hair last night. Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, I did have my mama part my hair because I was being lazy, but I know how to do it myself, but I ain't feel like it. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna trade the TPT account today. Because that account renews on the 8th. And with me starting to trade Divergence, I just want to make sure I'm good. Okay, well, we tried to get into that one. And plus, I didn't have the time to go through like really thorough and look at the trades that were attached to a level. There's a couple of like really easy rules that I know of for sure, but I'm not sure about some of the other ones. So, yeah. Good morning, Diego. How are you this morning? May not trade anything today. Have the charts open though. Full force on January 5th. Nice. You had a nice little break. Good morning, Trenches. How are you this morning? And good morning, Applejacks. How are you this morning? Because I don't know if I asked you because you came in already heavy. But yeah, I got all the Divergent stuff together. But I'm trying to figure out if price reacting off a level is more important than volume mismatches, which I think it is, because a lot of times price reacting off of a level can cause volume mismatches. So I think the hierarchy is if we're pushing a new high or low, if price is reacting off of a level, and then the mismatch, and then if price is not doesn't have any of those things going on, I have like a set rules for whatever the volume pattern is. That's what I'm thinking. So we gonna see. Close 58. Need to make sure. Sometimes VWAP can paint just a tad bit different when you're looking at history. Oh, I didn't ask. Okay, I'm sorry. But I turned back around and I asked, hold on. Hold on. Just hold on. And I think I've said this before, but the lower low to higher low, I might actually completely get rid of those. I'm not quite sure yet. I like when a trend starts with the no interest reversal, which like is this, the higher low to lower high, those. I like when trends start with that. So, yeah. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm just going to trade the TPT account today. that's 2 trades that just took off without filling me. How nice. At least I know I'm right on those so far, I guess. That one and this one took off on me as well. Both divergence trades. Oh no. Did I not do? Shit. Shit. I think it's the same regardless though. Well, we're gonna try it. Account renews next Thursday. Okay. I did something wrong. Hold on, give me a second. I'm just now realizing that I didn't. There was something that I didn't include, and I don't know why I didn't include it. Now, because of the way I do the all or nothing now, I didn't get stopped out there, and that would have hit TP here. I don't know. We'll just take the break even. I don't know. There was a liquidity slide right there though. I don't know. Definitely don't want to trade off the new highs for now. This would have hit the full TP if I let it do its thing. But, you know, most of the time I get out of trades if the reversal bar closes in the opposite direction. I'm going to have to relook at that one. The new year started. I cussed? Damn. Nice PDF on auction market theory you uploaded. It's very important for my. Ooh, thank you. I'm glad it helped. In a British accent the other day because I do it all the time. Ay. We got another text over here. Now it's 15 cents. Damn. Wait, why are you fighting me? Because I don't remember cussing? Ma'am. Good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? Happy New Year, everyone. What did you guys do for New Year's Eve? Actually, I don't like this. One thing I think I'm gonna have to watch is the first counter trend pullback after we push off of a new high. or a new low. It's gonna win this time, of course. Um, because that first push off of it that starts the ABC pattern, I feel like it's kind of not real. Kinda. Um, yeah, I kind of feel like it's not real because part of the push had to do with us reaching like major, I guess you could say like a major resistance because it pushed off of a new high. So, yeah. It's the only reason I didn't take that. It looks like it would have hit my TP to the tick though. I'm okay with not taking that. Oh damn, I should have took this buy right here though. What the hell? Yeah, this buy off of resistance was actually a great trade. I just am not used to looking at Divergence. Well, that was a crazy ass push. Let's see, the volume spike happened around here. I remember then said, damn, oh, didn't remember my parents, watched the fireworks, went to bed, not a dang thing, same, didn't do anything. So the kids, so my cousin and the kids were over here, my cousin's mom and stepdad. Then my sister came over, then it was me, my mom, and my granny. So we were all, well, my sister wasn't over here on the 30th, but all of us were just together on the 30th. And then they came back over on New Year's Eve. So it was really fun. We if you guys have a smart TV, look for the app called Luna. It allows you to play games from your phone with the TV. Now, it has to be like this little emblem or icon in the bottom right corner that I think says GN for game night. Otherwise, it's like something that you have to like hook up to your Xbox or something. But they have so many cool games. They have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? They have a drawing game, kind of like Pictionary, or well, I wouldn't say Pictionary because it's not a board game, but just a drawing game. They have that. What else did they have? They have some game. We didn't play this one, but it's called Snoop Dogg's Courthouse Chaos or something. And I think it like uses AI, and there's a team as the plaintiffs, team as the defendants, and you have to like plead the case through your phone. And Snoop Dogg like listens to what you're saying, and he eventually rules on it. I don't know. We weren't able to play that one. We also played this game called dang, what is it? It's fake something. Let me see if I still have it. Where is it? Did I not screenshot it? Zamzati. It's fake something. And basically it's one of those games where so everybody has their phone. So the game picks an imposter or a faker, right? So it's going to send a task to everybody's phone. However, the faker does not get the task. So for instance, there was one where it told the faker just hold up a number of fingers. Doesn't matter what number, just hold it up when it says go. Well, the actual question was put up the number of fingers. That's the number of inches of a hot dog you can deep throat. Don't ask me why I'd ask this. So basically everybody clicks on their phone that they're ready to play. And then it goes 3, 2, 1. And then everybody just holds up the number, right? So I was going to vote for my cousin because why would he put up any number of fingers? But my mama threw me off because she held up 10. So I voted for her. We all voted for her when we saw she said 10. We like, what the hell? So it was like, she's not the faker. And we're like, damn. So I knew immediately who it was. So he was like, man, how y'all know it was? Well, the very next round anyway, my sister held up 2, I held up 0, and he looked at us real quick and put up 1. So I'm like, so that was when I really knew it was him, but I knew it was him regardless because why are you holding up any fingers? So he's like, how y'all know it's me? I said, first of all, Why would you hold up fingers to it asking how many inches of hot dog you can deep fry? He was like, "Oh, that was the question." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh no." It was, it was so funny because he didn't know what the question was. Oh man, so we played that game. What else did we play? We played Clue, so that was fun. I won on that. My sister, see, she was moving too fast. She thought she had the answer. She answered wrong. And she paid the price for it. She got kicked on up out of the game. And then my cousin's girlfriend, she answered wrong next, so she got kicked up out of the game. And then it was me left. You know what I'm saying? I had to show them how it was done, and then I won Clue. So Clue was really fun as well. I'm trying to think of what else we played. Ooh. What else did we play? Played another game. I can't remember, but it was pretty cool. We have a lot of games, like board games and stuff, but it was nice to not have to like pull all of that stuff out. Okay. Very nice to not have to pull all that stuff out. So it was cool. It's very fun, very fun. Hmm. All right, while that one bar pullback is painting, I need to look at something real quick. All right, I think I'm gonna do it like that. You watch TikToks of the Chicago countdown. I saw one that was, I think it said point of view Dubai's New Year's Eve or something, and it was such a beautiful countdown. Like it was so dope. Yeah, my mama, she trifling. To go buy a book and a smoothie while we wait for see you, Apple Jacks. Have fun. See you Monday. Enjoy your birthday. Be safe. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Then we have one right here. I want to start marking out where one bar pullbacks happened. At least during my session. I don't really care what happens pre-market or anything. It's interesting. Right at the divergence from earlier was a one bar pullback. All right, cool. Why didn't it go? I might have accidentally hit the right trigger. I mean the right trigger. the right piece of the mouse. Dang it. Oh. Yeah, that was the 5th pullback after. Okay. I push through. All right. The reactions off of levels are throwing me off just a little bit. Oh shoot. Do we have news today? I did not look. What a bad streamer. Oh, at 8:45 we did. Market starting the new year, right? No, for real. All right, so I should have been in this buy in that subsequent sale. What I'm going to have to do, because like sometimes we just push into a level and push off. Fine. But there's other times where we like rotate over a level. That's a little bit different. And so like here we rotated over a level. So I have to go through this weekend, and that's probably the last thing I'm gonna have to do is revamp when we're pushing off of a level and when there's volume mismatches, because I need to separate, because like I said, a lot of times the volume mismatches will happen around a level, and I think the level is causing it, if that makes sense. So that's the last thing that I'm going to have to do. And I'm probably going to try to do that today because it's double rep in the rec this weekend. So I will be on 2K. But this is really important. And this will help me feel comfortable going into Monday trading the PAs and stuff. So, uh-oh. You didn't see any news? Okay, yeah. Good, good. I know sometimes you'll see news that I don't see on Forex Factory, so it's good we don't have news. It looks like we just had that 8:45, which actually that was when we had the volume spike, right? And that's so this could have been affected by the low impact news actually, because this was within 1 minute of low impact news, and you guys know I stop 2 minutes before and restart 2 minutes after. So I'm gonna take that off, even though I did try to get into that. All right, so now I don't feel as okay. All right. Oh wait, let me do. It actually pushed. Don't like that one. Let me do this real quick. LIN means low impact news. All right. reject there. That's cool. Like I said, any trades that I take with divergence, if I lose them, I'm okay with it. I'm still trying to work that out. 349. I don't want to take that. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. I should only be trading one account. Yeah. Could be rejecting because of this level, but stopped out to go. Why is my mouse? I gotta change my sensitivity or something. I was trying to put the order in, but I just could not put it in the right place. That's so annoying. Oh, please. I missed some good setups because, oh wait, maybe it's moving. No. Can't tell if it's too sensitive or not sensitive enough. Would have been profitable had taken one contract. Glad I took it working on my psychology. Good. Price did go to your TP now. Where'd you take the trade at? I missed some really good ones. Like what? Oh, first of all. Oh, that's gonna screw me up. I'm trying to move it there. Well, that was a quick stop out. It's funny because we're at this we created a 1 bar pullback somewhere. Let's see, open. It's funny. I don't. I usually don't like trading divergence on Fridays, but I'm doing it anyway for now. But I usually don't like it. So that's a 1 bar pullback from 846. What am I down? 300. This is exactly why I'm not trading the other accounts, because I got to get this figured out. And I got a week left on this account. All right, so that pushed through. $20 TP and stop loss. Price goes 15 ticks in my favor. Nice. No trades for you either, Janelle. ATM moves the second TP at 25 ticks, so it's a nice. Now, did you come up with that like off of just seeing that typically you can get this many ticks out of the market, and usually if it goes here and it reverses, it's gonna reverse all the way, so you go ahead and move the stop loss to break even in case it doesn't? How did you figure out the number of ticks that you want to do? Dang. I didn't get filled twice today. Those ran to TP. There was 2 more trades that I wanted to get into, but I couldn't get the freaking thing to go to the right place. So I should be break even today, even despite the 2 losses. But right, we got another. I got 15 minutes left. It's a liquidity run. ES with the thumbs down is crazy. Not give me barcoding. Barcoding is perfect for volume profile. Price goes outside value area, then back to POC, rinse and repeat. It's profitable last week. I still want to enjoy it. I feel that. Wait, why didn't I? What? I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I think I completely missed a specific volume pattern that I actually like. I think I forgot to put it in my cheat sheet, actually. Well, hello. Aww. I knew it. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. This was actually the trade there. Yeah, I think now I can take off this minor trend. I think I could take it off now because I was only keeping it on for this particular trade. So pretty big pullback, but yeah, I was keeping it on for that. I could take that off now. I think. Let's hope. Y'all, I swear to God, this is about to piss me off because I literally made these rules based off of, all right, I'm pretty sure it's a Friday thing. I used to never take divergence on Fridays because of how like trendy the market can be, basically. Well, at least counter trend divergence. Divergence with the trend, it's whatever. But this is actually going to piss me off in real life. But this is why I'm trying it on the account that has to renew next Thursday. This is exactly why. Like, am I not going to get anything in my favor? Nope. And who knows, I might end up just not taking any counter trend divergence unless there's a volume divergence, like a volume mismatch. I might end up doing that, honestly. I gotta see how I want to do this. All right, we got a win there. Nice. Hello. New Year goals. Get my first payout next month. That's really, or not next month, this month. That is probably it. And oh, look at the volume matching. Equal volume. I would also say to be more consistent with working out this year because I feel like I'm going to be spending less time doing, I'm in late. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to spend less time like on the charts and stuff with the, with like back testing and studying and stuff. So now I feel like I have the time, energy, and effort to really put into myself again, so I could feel like myself again. So those are the only two things I really care about. Become profitable, get my first payout, become profitable, and focus on my health. I mean, I do a really good job diet wise, but I do need to exercise more. That's probably about it. Mm-hmm. What is Trump doing while we falling? Who knows? I can't wait. It's 3 contracts so I can leave a runner. Look at this move down. I be just trailing the candle highs and down we go. Which time frame do you use? I don't know what's happening, Janelle. But I'm trying Divergence for the first time today. So that's why I'm only on an account that doesn't matter. And yeah. So that's why I have to. Divergence happens so much that it's kind of, even though I have a lot of wins, remember I only wrote stuff based on the wins, so I don't know what patterns lose. And I think the ones I've been taking, although they win quite a bit, they also lose quite a bit. And I think I kind of know why. So I don't know. I'm gonna see. I don't like how long we took to push up there. See, now this one worked out. This is the same trade I've been taking today and losing. Oh, it's a nice little congestion pocket. And it might be where I do trend divergence only and counter trend when I can see clear absorption happening. Or if we do the one pattern that works out a lot, counter trends, if it's not a volume mismatch to show absorption, is typically this one, where the zigzag is already the color, the direction I'm going, and then you have a stair step down of volume. So 447 is less than 698 is less than 2.6K. That works out 9 times out of 10. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3. I need one more swing. But yeah, I feel like my pullbacks are as good as they're gonna get, minus me figuring out, like, when price is reacting off of levels. But like when there's no level there, I think I got it as good as I'm gonna get it. The ticks don't match with this one, but we'll see if it still works out. Nope. Yep. Nope. What's that? Now, I don't really like that one, even though the ticks don't match. Like, the ticks are not less than, but we also reacted off of, this is technically when it draws a sell rotation level, it's actually a support level. and the volume was too high for that to be support. So I didn't like that one all the way, but I don't really care right now. Not in a bad way of like I'm on tilt or anything, but I'm still working out the kinks for this. So whatever happens, I'm cool with that. Because I think the level trumps the volume stuff. Yeah. See how this time we pushed off of support and volume was low, whereas this time we pushed off, even though it drew it on a lower low. Most of the time it doesn't do that, but this is technically a level of support and the volume was too high. My goals are so much aligned to yours. What, Friday, first day of trading 2026, all of it. You're on the 1 minute chart. Trailing runners, the M2 might be good. Have you been looking at it already? Damn, yeah. Today, the crazy thing is, even with all of this, we're still technically green on the session. Up 0.16%. Got like 3 minutes left. I think today isn't that bad. Let's see. God dang it, I missed that one. And we're taking too long to react there. That's the current open at 478. I don't know if we push through the current open or not, but we'll try it. Nope. Yep. Nope. How much drawdown do I have left on this account? Oh, I still got $1,000. We got a couple days. I think after oh wait, why did I take that? We're under. Oh yeah, that was actually stupid. Because okay. I know exactly. So with that too. I probably on Monday will only trade this account again. And then I think I still have to pay attention to the actual volume pattern of the swings. But anyway, yeah, I think Monday I'm only going to trade this account again. And then hopefully Tuesday I'll feel comfortable enough so I can start trading the other account again. Ooh, Jesus, that's loud as hell. Yeah, I got some things to work out with Divergence, but I'm going to figure it out. Put a fib on the 4. We right at the 38.2 mark. I don't even think I have a... Oh, child, I ain't even got enough data. Oh yeah, because my chart is on 3 days. Because it changes the pivot levels if I have more than 3 days. I forgot. All right. So let's talk about today. I took 10 trades, which I had a feeling at the beginning of the session that it was going to be a little rocky with me adding divergence, because essentially the way that the market cycles is this. We start a new trend, I guess you could say, with divergence. And then it typically pushes, let me find a better example. Let me find a good example. If I can find one. All right, here's a good one. All right, so this is a weird divergence, but it's still higher high to higher high. So we'll typically start a new trend with divergence. It then attempts a pullback, which then goes into a counter trend pullback. And after almost every pullback, there's divergence or another pullback. After divergence, it leads into a pullback, and then it then leads into either another pullback or divergence. And so because divergence happens more than pullbacks do. I could tell you that now. Like if I was to show you my my analysis sheet, you'd be surprised at how many more divergence trades happen versus pullbacks, right? So it's going to take me a little bit more time to like completely filter it, see what I like, see what I don't like, and stuff like that, because it's just so many opportunities. But like I said, I do know for sure that and I don't even think we had an absorption. Let me see if I could quickly scan. If we're pushing off of levels, counter trend, that's fine. I don't think we had any absorption examples, which usually happen like maybe once or twice per session. Let me see. We could have had one and I just missed it. But typically I like the absorption when the swing before I get into that the counter trend reversal move for divergence. I prefer for there to be absorption. So basically like a high swing volume count, but the number of ticks is low. That's like the best one to get into if we're not reacting off of a level. So it could be that counter trend I do if price reacts off of a level, if we have this where we have the stair step down in volume, or if we have the absorption pattern. I might stick to just that, and anything else is just like, hey, it just whatever. Trend divergence doesn't happen as often. So I think that the rules that I have for the trend divergence are fine, but we'll see. But yeah, I think the pullbacks I'm just fine with. I don't think I need to change anything with that. So what I'm basically going to have to do is I'm going to have to create like a little sheet where it's just like, if I'm selling at resistance and we just hit the level, like let's say this came up, it just hit resistance. Let's pretend like this VWAP isn't there. It just hit resistance and come down. I'm going to have another one when it's like this, where pretend like VWAP is not here. We're rotating, because a rotation usually shows some level of absorption. So I have to figure out what pattern I like with that. And then we'll have to do where I buy at resistance like here, quick little push off. Or if I'm buying at resistance, but we do, but we do a rotation like this, but let's pretend like it went up. So I think once I separate those, I'm going to separate it based on trend pullback, counter trend pullback, trend divergence, counter trend divergence. And that way, going into Monday, I feel really comfortable. We're like, yo, we're pushing into a level. This is what I'm looking for. Because I think when we're pushing into levels, especially if it's not a rotation, almost every single time you could just take the trade for the most part. Unless you're selling at resistance and the volume of the entry bar is way too high, well, then it's not resistance anymore, because if it was, it should be able to push off of it quickly. Besides that, I don't think I need very many rules for that. So yeah, I'm actually excited going into Monday because I feel really good about things. You're probably going to see Monday. I'm probably going to buy a couple of Apex accounts, probably like 3. Since I am going to be trading the 1 PA that I have, I'll have 1 more left after that. And I just kind of want to have a couple of backups. I'm not going to go crazy and go 20. Like, that's not me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stair step my way, because the reality is I would prefer to purchase my accounts with payouts, right? But with this 90% sale, I just rather take advantage of it, even if it's just like 2 or 3 accounts. And just kind of go from there. We'll see. See you, Janelle. When you look at divergence, what criteria? Okay, so typically I am looking for volume divergence. However, there are a couple of patterns that I see work out really well, but I have to figure out why sometimes it doesn't work out. And it might just be something where like, yo, it sets up so much that it's really like a 50-50 thing. So like here, for instance, and this is just based off of auction theory, right? And like I said, I think that Friday counter trend divergences are just a lot harder to trade. I've always said that since I've been on YouTube. All right, so if we look here, this impulse move up, low volume compared to the last impulse move up, also compared to this last move down, right? So what that typically means is the sellers are in control, because the buyers couldn't beat out the last time they tried to buy, and they couldn't beat out the last time price tried to sell, because we're looking here, right? So when we come down and we aren't able to push very far, because we only push down, the sellers push down 621 versus 3.4K. The sellers stop for a reason, right? And so what typically happens, if you look at the volume chart down here, let me make it a little bit bigger. You can see that in the reversal bar and then this bar right here, those 2 volume bars beat out the highest volume bar coming up. Now, remember I said the sellers are clearly in control because the buyers weren't able to do very much with volume or ticks. So if the sellers are truly in control in this downtrend, why did it take so much effort to try to continue pushing the market down? That shows exhaustion. And so usually what I want to see when you have an exhaustion like that is that the reversal bar, that, because I'm getting into a buy right here, I just want the reversal bar to be less volume than the exhaustion bars. And it was. And we pushed up like, that's about 46 ticks from the close of this reversal bar. But one of the trade, not that one. There was a trade that I lost and I traded that exact pattern. Where is it? It's not that one. That one I know is because of that high volume bar off of support. Oh, it must have been back here. But I traded that exact pattern somewhere back here and I lost the trade. So like I said, I think it's right here. Now, this is the 2 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. high. That could play a role. I don't know. I don't really do like open and range type. I don't look at those levels or whatever. Now, this also was where we had a 1 bar pullback, which is technically a level of congestion. So, but either way, kind of same thing. Buyers attempted to push. There's no movement. There's no volume really to push, which means the sellers are still in control. There's a really high volume bar here, which means that the sellers had to try way too hard to continue the market down, even though they were in control. And so then there was an attempt to push up that one I ended up getting stopped out of. So like I said, I just think that with Divergence, there's so many trades that even though I have a lot of examples of wins, it could be that those patterns are kind of 50-50. I don't know. I really wish that there was a good example of absorption from the different perspective, but I truly don't think that happened today. Yeah, I don't think that happened today. Because usually what you'll see, because I like it most counter trend. Damn, I really wish there was a good example of this. What you'll see is, all right, let's just use this as an example right here. What you'll see when it's a really good counter trend divergence that is technically volume divergence as well. So let's say that this said 2.2K. Let's cover that up. So we made a higher high with more volume than the previous impulse move. So 2.2K versus 1.9K. But you see how we only moved 48 bars versus 64 bars on the previous move up. This is like the most perfect volume divergence. There's only like one instance typically where it doesn't work out. And it's usually if the volume of the entry bar is way too high because it's showing absorption, right? The sellers are absorbing the buyers' orders. So it shouldn't take very much effort to push the market down. That's typically what I want to look for when it comes to absorption with counter trend divergence. You need to be so fast to see this and make a decision. Yeah, exactly. That's why like I'll be like, oh no, I missed it. But sometimes it's just because like today, for instance, I'm trading something different. I have not traded divergence, and since I went back to volume only, I haven't been trading divergence really. Like I traded a little bit in the beginning because I thought I knew what I liked and I was like, oof, don't like that. So I stopped really quickly. But yeah, and if the wrinkles are too fast, you know, you can always increase the wrinkle size. But I really like the 20 tick chart because whenever I enter a trade, I'm just looking for 7 points. And to me, 7 points is not a lot in this market, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm going to be getting rid of this indicator that turns the bars colors because I was only keeping it for like these deeper pullbacks, because a lot of times when these deeper pullbacks happen, because the color changed on the indicator, you can usually get a really good reversal move. This time it didn't work out. But I think that I just rather stick with what shows up the most. This doesn't show up a lot anyway, so I rather stick with what shows up the most. And in me losing that trade, I missed this buy. Like this buy was the perfect buy, and this trend divergence was a perfect trend divergence. You know, this counter trend move, it went up, 12 points? I'm only looking for 7. So I'd have got out about here, went and quickly analyzed what the volume pattern was here and been able to get into the sell that went 40 points. Or I'm sorry, yeah, 40 points if I'm not mistaken. 82. Yes, 40 points. So I think what I really want to do is hone in on the setups that I like with the volume patterns that I like, seeing what that looks like when there's no level attached. So here on this buy, there's no level attached. Here on this sell, there's no level attached. Well, that looks totally different than if we do have a level attached, right? So I have to hone in on that. Like here, we were pushing into resistance. The buyers were trying extremely hard to push the market up right before this resistance level. We pushed into resistance with really low volume. And like, because you have to think about it. If I'm on a 20 tick chart, the reversal bar is 40 ticks. So we just reversed 10 points with low effort coming off of a resistance level. And that's why the trade went 7 points in 17 seconds. Really quick. Well, actually, it went 14 points in 17 seconds. Really quick, really easy. I should have been in this buy, but I wasn't paying attention. And then this sell ended up working right after. So like I said, a lot of times the counter trend pullbacks are going to lead you into a trend divergence. And sometimes it's the setup. When it's not, you just wait because you might end up getting into the pullback, or you might end up after that second pullback getting into the next trend divergence, which actually continues the market down. And this is why I said the counter trend divergence, I'm going to be a little bit more picky with it and only look for probably 2 different patterns. Because trading with I don't mind counter trend trading, especially when you know what you're doing. Price reacting off of levels is very easy to trade off of. Look, we pushed down into support. Now this is divergence, but it kind of doesn't matter. We pushed into support. Look at this. So look at how, and mind you, like I said, these pivot levels painted at 5 p.m. last night, right? So as much as people try to say that indicators don't matter, certain ones are actually pretty good. So, and these levels are based on price action from yesterday. Okay. Now, because this is the blocked one, for me, I changed it to a block to show that this is a major support level, because this is the first support level off of the middle pivot level. Okay. So look at how the sellers tried so hard to push through this support level right here. Like, this is a lot of volume. So guess what? This means that the sellers were being absorbed here. And you see how this high volume bar beat out all the 2 high volume bars coming up. So the sellers were trying very hard. And then we get a low volume bar to push off of it. I TP'd in 3 seconds, but this went up 35 points from this support level. That means nothing because it's an indicator. Bit more of it. If you're risking 1-to-1, they can still be profitable. Absolutely. Promise that I'll have more than 60% win rate or 1-to-1 R to R so I can be profitable. Yep. And see, for me, my only goal was to have a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio so that you can be a little over about 50, I think it's 53% or something like that, and be profitable, 52% and be profitable. Now, obviously, I want to be as efficient as possible. I want to have a super high win rate, but that's just going to come with time. Now that I'm kind of honing in on what I like and don't like, I think over time my win rate is going to continue to increase. Do you track total opportunities compared to trades taken in order to understand how many trades you typically miss in the that's a great question. Yes, I do. So right now, like I told you guys a couple of days ago, I only track what trades I took and then all of the wins. So all of the setups that are wins, so that I can see what volume pattern I like, what I don't like, right? But also, like for instance, let's go back, because there was a couple of trades where I put the order in and price just took off on me. So like here, I tried to click into this one. So whenever I do that, or that was another trade here. So I actually put the order in on this one and price took off without filling me. And let's see why. Okay, well, you can see we had a little bit. Let me move this out of the way. So once the reversal bar closed, my my chart trader automatically puts the order for the buy one tick beyond the close of the bar. So that way, if we pull back at least one tick from that, I should be able to get entered. But there are times where I won't. Why? Because if you look, the close of this bar happened at 11.962 seconds. The following bar happened at 12.07 seconds. So basically, this bar, when it closed, it was like a 0.1 second difference between the close of the bar and the next bar. Sometimes I get tagged in, sometimes I don't. But like trades like this is when I know I'm on the right track, because look, there's basically no drawdown. Let's look at some of the trades that I took that won. Let me squeeze out a little bit, and hopefully this doesn't screw me up. All right, cool. This way I can actually see. But yeah, anytime I have a trade where I try to get in, I put TP before E. So I know I put the order in, I just didn't get filled. That means it took profit before entry, like before it tagged me into the trade. And so when I'm journaling the trades that I took, I put these trades in the same part. I'll just put TP before E so that I know, like, and then if it's trades that it actually fits my criteria, but I missed it, I always like put a star next to it when I'm journaling the trade so that I know, like, yo, this followed your rules. You just, because sometimes I just miss it because I'm looking at so many different things. The wrinkles could be moving fast. I'm like, damn, I didn't even realize I missed this many trades. But I also do that because over time, you know, as I start adjusting my rules because of what I see, losses that I take, me realizing, oh, you just analyzed that wrong, then I'll know that, like, yo, my rules are this right now, but a week ago I took this trade because the rules, it fit the rules. You know what I mean? There is, let's see, where's one that I took? That one. All right, here. So this one's a little different. Divergence will usually have, depending on, like this, I'm selling at resistance, yeah, but sometimes depending on the volume pattern, you'll have a little bit more of, like, you know, a little bit more drawdown. But I didn't really go very far into drawdown on this trade 64. I went about 4 points in drawdown to get 7 points in 17 seconds. I'll take it. Now this one's a better example here. We pushed off of resistance. There was very little drawdown, like maybe a point of drawdown. Then we pushed down and won in 1 second. So that's why I will look inside of the bars or whatever, so I can see what kind of drawdown is typically happening. Because if I don't have an outside bar like this, outside bar lets me know that I had drawdown. But if there is no outside bar, you would think that you didn't have any opportunity to get in, or there's no drawdown. And it really is, it wasn't a lot of drawdown. It's a good way to boost confidence and reduce hesitation. My data showed me it's so profitable. I just need to get rid of fear. Where do you feel like your fear comes from, Diego? And I'm going to remove these so that when I'm journaling, I know when it actually up. I wasn't supposed to do that, but you know, whatever. No. Wrong thing. Oh, that's this anyway. Easy does it. But yeah, what do you feel like the fear comes from? You're red now? What you been buying? These are actually some pretty good moves. Yeah, see? I also have to figure out how I like when we rotate like this. Now, if this was support, I would know what I want. I would just want the volume of this bar to be super high. But because it shows absorption and rotation, I don't know what I like for the volume pattern to be just yet. Now, these are the moves I was looking for earlier. How nice for it to be now. No, I have an edge, but I still have that fear of loss. So my goal for January is to take very small trades so I can get rid of this crap. The market dipped red. I got you. Yeah, I think with repetition, because even though you know if your strat, like when you have edge, right, it's a good thing. And you're happy that you've done the work to get to that point. But I genuinely believe that until you actually take the trades consistently with the repetition, that's where you really start to get rid of the fear of loss. Knowing what your edge is on paper is different from seeing it on paper, but also seeing it in real time as you're taking the trades. You know what I mean? So once you start doing that, I think you'll be good. Yeah, you got to get the reps in for sure. For sure. All right, let me show you guys. Like I said, Monday, I'm probably only going to trade this account one more time, just so I can feel really comfortable. I'm also going to have to probably go back through yesterday and look at counter trend divergence with the rules that I have. Then look at today and see if it's just because counter trend divergence on Fridays just kind of suck unless you're pushing off of levels. We'll see. We'll see how I do that. But then after Monday, I'll probably be back to trading all of my accounts. So I still have 1,000 in drawdown left on this account. And like I said, it renews on Thursday. So I have about 4 trading days left to try to do something with it. If I still don't feel comfortable after Monday with me adding divergence back in, then I'll probably just not trade any other accounts until I do. Or what I could do is just on my chart trader, I will trade pullbacks with the leader account. And then when it's divergence, I'll just quickly switch to the TPT account and just take divergence with the TPT account and kind of leave it at that. That's probably what I'll end up doing because I feel pretty comfortable with the pullbacks and stuff. I really have to see if I still want to trade the alternate pullbacks too, because I just don't really like them that much. I don't think that they're that good. I think over time I'm going to hate them. So I'll just completely get rid of them and it's fine. But yeah. You too, Diego. But yeah, that's it for me, you guys. I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Happy New Year again. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day, your weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you guys Monday. Bye.